Hi, my love. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. And I just wanted to talk about something that a conversation I was having recently. And, this is something I've noticed a lot where I do have some people in my life and that are really obsessed with being perfect. Shout out to my Virgos out there. No, I'm not picking on you, Virgos. I absolutely, I do have my love that is really growing more and more for my beautiful Virgos. And at the same time, like I always say, every single sign has amazing strength and all the other things that they come to elevate. And also because they have a job that only them can do. That's why they're so picked to reincarnate in, that specific lifetime, in that specific, sign with those specific alignments in their chart, which is, again, I know I sound like a broken record, but which is why it is your responsibility to know your chart, because it's literally your soul telling you, hey, what's up? Here's the plan for this lifetime. So follow it as much as you can, please. Let me do the work. Step aside, with your human selfishness. But this is literally what the birth chart is about. Again, you can get a reading with me. All the links are down below. Get a reading with any astrologer. I don't care. Just do that for yourself, for you. You know, so where was I again? I'm already digressing. 5 minutes in. Where were we again? So yeah, we were talking about pretty much. I just want to talk about how, in a way, we're all messed up. We're all messed up, and you know what? This is the beauty of life. Think about it. Yes, perfection on paper sounds great, but it's also really boring. Imagine a world, a reality where we would all be the same. We will all be perfect and everything would just be perfect. And you know what it is? A funny thing is, that's where we came from because we are part of the light. We are, all of us were specks of the light of the universe, the creator, whoever you want, however you want to call it, source. There's so many names nowadays for that. I feel like we're moving away from the word God, and I totally get it because a lot of us have religious trauma, but I just want us to make sure that we're not getting lost in semantics here. Source, the universe, the light, point zero. However, because let's be for real. Like, do you ever look at nature? Like, how everything is perfect? There's a beautiful dance in the ocean. There's like the ecosystem is perfect. Out there, it's perfect. We have all four seasons, and somehow they all flow beautifully one into another. Even like my friends right now are listening from the northern hemisphere. Shout out to my Canadians, also my Americans, also my like Europeans all the way up north. But right now you guys are experiencing winter. If sometimes it might be really drag outside, like really really drab. I was talking to my aunt yesterday and she sent me a picture, and oh, she's in New York, and my goodness, the scenery, they had everything. They had so many centimeters of snow. They had, they were about to have rain. You also had a hail that was like ice that was also announced. They had everything. But at the end of the day, what is holding them together, like the hope, is that they know that spring is around the corner. Now, I know some of us, we love winter. I'm not, shaming winter. Winter also has its beauty. But my point is, we have absolute certainty in the system. Winter, or like, those cold days are not going to last forever. Soon it's going to be replaced by spring and then summer. And then, you will get to enjoy the outdoors and stuff like that. No one is doubting, oh my God, what if summer doesn't arrive? It's the same thing for like during the nighttime. Everyone knows that daytime is gonna show up in a couple of hours, in a few hours. No one is doubting, what is the sun doesn't rise? Why I'm saying all this, there is such a perfection in the system that this is where, like, there is a source. There has to be a source. Like, come on, none of this is random. None of this is left to coincidence. So my point is, we are part of this perfection. Our soul is perfect. Our soul is a speck of this, perfect light, perfect source. And then this is where we come from. And after, once we pass away, this is where we go back to. Like, my grandmother recently passed, and it wasn't even a sad affair. We were all really happy because we know that, like, it's not done. It's just she transitioned onto, like, a different dimension. that we cannot see with our five senses, with our limited senses while we're here. But while we're here because we're on an adventure. It's pretty much like we're here on like this crazy park and crazy simulation. I'm always thinking about the Matrix, and my teachers, I have so many like Kabbalah teachers who are always talking about this life as a simulation. I like that term. But you know what I mean? This is why we came here. We came here to be imperfect. I want to drive this point home. We came here to be imperfect because it's a training ground. It's a training ground where we kind of like learn to practice we learn to practice attributes of the light. So yeah, we're up. The light is perfect. We're not going to be perfect in this lifetime. That's not the goal. But our goal is to practice and learn skills towards that. That way, so we can understand what it is to be like the creator, what it is to, to, to love your neighbor, like, to love the other person, to love your friend just like you love yourself, to care about people, to not be so selfish, to share your light with others, to create things, to manifest things, to play with energy. This is why we're here. So once we understand that, we can start removing so much stress. I know the day to day is very heavy. It's very hard for us to connect with this concept of soul, spirituality, and stuff like that because we're so caught up in the bills. How you're gonna pay rent this month? How you're gonna pay your cell phone? How you're gonna pay grocery? How you're gonna pay for your next vacation? Or you feeling lonely right now? You looking for your partner? Why is it that you can find a partner on Tinder? You keep swiping every day. You want new clothes, new shoes, new this, new that. You need to do your hair, your nails. You need to go to your pole dancing class, your dance class, your yoga class, do your nails, do your hair. You want that new lipstick. You get my point. You want to lose weight or you want to gain weight. You get my point. We just get lost in the sea of worries and thoughts. No one is thinking about, oh, wait a minute, I have a soul? Oh, how am I feeding this soul? Or why am I here? Why am I like. And many people are really uncomfortable with these questions because they're very uncomfortable with them. They don't want to, the concept of we're here for a limited amount of time, the concept of death, the concept of, is scary to a lot of people. So, my point is, I want us to remember that the reason why I wanted to make this episode is because I keep seeing so many people who take life so seriously. Like so serious. I'm not saying be a jokester and never, take life seriously because there's some times for that, some moment for that. Right? If you're having a discussion with your partner, they want you to be like they want to have your full attention, stuff like that, and you're joking around all the time, it might not be the appropriate time to do that. So my point is, yes, we there's times to be serious. You can show up at work and tell your boss, light up, boss. Why are you so serious? Please don't do that. That's not what I'm saying here. But we need to start injecting a bit more light and fun. And I do wanted to do that because I'm recording this during Pisces season. And I don't know why everyone's talking about Pisces season being so sad. I get it. But I feel like we're missing the point because there is also tremendous joy that we're being served right now by the stars, by the cosmos, by the planets supporting us, supporting you. If you can just make that, if you're finding Pisces season or whenever you're listening to that, you're finding it a really hard time, just please know that you're not alone and do not let the body consciousness drag you down because this is what it's gonna do. In a way, it's like when we come in this life, we come with all of these elements, this heavy suit that is our body, this flesh suit. We come with those negative thoughts in our mind. We come with all of these things, but they're not you. You are a beautiful soul that is part of the light. That is a speck of the light. That is infinite. Infinite. I need to like, is that a word? Like a speck of the soul that lives on forever. Let's just say that. That is immortal. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. So do not try your best not to get caught up into this. Whenever this is what I started doing this practice, and it's so beautiful because it's getting better every day, every day. Every day that I find myself caught up into, whenever I find myself caught up into, you know, our worries, yes, of course I get caught up in it for a few seconds, for a few minutes, but I've been really working on that and it gets better every day. quickly reminding myself that this is a simulation. This is all like I'm not like, there I'm not doing life alone. And then there is a divine flow to things that I need to plug myself to. The same way that the tree isn't worried about where it's going to get its resources, it just exists, yet the universe keeps providing for what it needs. In the same way, we need to start embracing that certain level of surrendering. It's very hard for us to do because part of the human consciousness, we were given intelligence and the ability to choose. And this is kind of the opposite side of that, because everything comes with two sides, right? We need to make sure that we're not getting caught up into the whole worrying all the time, but remembering that this we are supposed to be imperfect here. This is why our soul keeps choosing to reincarnate this, to come on that grand adventure, to work on a certain aspect of it, and then to learn and elevate its consciousness and strengthen its consciousness. At the same time, we need to learn to have fun and flow and not take life too seriously, because it actually gets easier when we approach life like this. Because when you cut up worrying anyways, it's not doing anything. Tell me one time where your worries actually solved something. It doesn't. All it does is just like we just end up kind of like overworking, overstressing ourselves, you know, tearing down our body, our health with that constant worry. So I just wanted to make this quick episode just to remind you that it is supposed to be imperfect. That's why we came here. Our soul is perfect, but when we come here onto this world of physicality, it's to experience all of these things. It's to experience hardship, to experience physicality, to create things, to mess up, to grow, to cry, to laugh, wear colors, wear dresses, wear pens, do your hair, play with your hair, express yourself creatively, sing, dance, paint, draw, interact with other people in the body, interact with other souls in the body, eat things, taste different things with your food, with your and like taste different things with food, explore, have fun, travel, decorate your place. This is why we came here. It's to experience all of these things. So I just wanted to say that so that we remember not to take life so seriously all the time, not getting lost in the simulation. On that note, my love, as usual, if you need help, you're going through like a hard time right now, you need help, you like do book a reading with me. Honestly, I'm still surprised at how many answers are waiting for you to discover in your birth chart. All the links are down below, and I will see you in the next one, my love. Keep shining bright like the diamond that you are.